All right, the Detroit Lions are in a great spot, and that is that they're picking late in the draft. That's a good thing. For however many years, the Lions were in the top 10, top 15 picking, and that's cool. But it means you didn't have a good season, and you look forward to this. And as fun as this is, I'd rather win in November, December, and January for sure. So the Lions have two mock drafts here. I'm going to show you if they stand pat at 29, and then if they trade. It's a gutsy trade, but I think it's the right move, and I hope the Lions have an opportunity to trade back. So here's pick 29. If they stay there, PFF has them taking Kool-Aid McKinstry. And so here's what they say about him. He's not the most athletic, elite, like athlete, but you know who else wasn't? Brian Branch. And so they kind of compare that. Alabama defensive back, right? Obviously, these two are two different players, of course, but the point is Brad Holmes has shown at almost every position that he's got an eye for, whether it's wide receiver, corner, for the ability to identify a good shutdown, mirroring opposing receiver corner. So this name just gets thrown out there a lot because he has a cool name, and it's like, oh, he's a corner, and it's about that. But this is one that I wouldn't be shocked. And 29, fill a need, and you get a good player. Fine. Now let's take a look at if we were to trade this pick. And really, Brad Holmes has said he kind of joked about it because obviously the draft is in Detroit and everybody's there, and you wait 4 hours to watch the Lions pick, and you got a hotel room, and then he trades out of the first round to the next day, and you're going home. So it's like, oh gosh, don't trade, but obviously do whatever. But here it is. The Lions get the 34th pick and the 103rd pick. So they move back 5 spots and they get a 4th round pick. Why this is good. This is from A to Z Sports, by the way. It says, I like the idea of not having that huge gap between pick 73 and 164, 100%. That seems like a big gap because it is 100 picks, but you can throw one in there, grab an extra. Seems really nice to move back 5 spots. Absolutely. So with that 34th pick, they take Troy Franklin. There's been receivers talked about quite a bit. Receiver seems to be the spot just because receivers are so impactful, and they can jump in so quickly to an offense and make a difference. So Brian Thomas is the dream, but it seems like he's going to be gone. Franklin is really, really good too, and it says that A to Z Sports puts him as a number 3 receiver out there. So you're getting the third best receiver in the second round. I mean, absolutely. 61st pick is Nealand out of Western Michigan. He keeps coming up as well. I don't know if it's because he's a local guy or if we need an edge or both, but I like that as well. So you get him at the 61st pick. Cameron Kitchens, safety out of Miami, which we need some safety depth now because Tracy Walker's gone, CJ Gardner-Johnson's gone. Safety, boy, that'd be awesome. I like Kitchens out of Miami. Like, that would be really good. And sometimes we're going to use 3 safeties. Not often, but it'd be nice to have another safety for sure. Another corner at 104. This is the pick that we picked up during that trade. Why that's so important is because boom, 4th round, you get Cam Hart out of Notre Dame, 4th round pick. Love that. And then another corner in Pritchett. So A to Z is going, let's go hard with corner. And I don't hate it at all. Like, this is the 3rd corner now picked. What up? Okay, center. This is something that we really need too. So it's going to be curious how we address center and interior offensive line. We need a center, guards. We need depth there. Just don't have it. So it's like, all right, are we going to pick them? So 201st pick, we get a center in Dylan McMahon. And lastly, Quantez Stiggers. Remember him? So this is a guy that is from the Canadian Football League that we've kind of been playing around with. So another corner. Hey, love it. Let's do it. And then we pick up a kicker. I like picking up a kicker as well because clearly kicker is a thing that Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell don't feel comfortable with. We've cut, traded, re-signed, cut Riley Patterson, Badgley, cut, signed, traded. It's like, golly, not one of those guys stands out in camp. Like, clearly not, right? So it's really frustrating when the kicker position just can't get settled in. I don't get that. And he actually even throws in some undrafted free agents. Appreciate that. Let's just take a gander at a few here and see if any pop out. Carson Barnhart. See, that's the thing. Okay. You look at Carson Barnhart, just a just a stud in college. He's an undrafted free agent. So that means when you trade back and you get a 4th or a 5th round pick, that might not seem like a lot, but that just tells you how like there's talented guys all over and we have the general manager to find them. And so I mean Carson Barnhart, to be able to grab him, love it. A tight end. Um love that. More corners, safeties. And you can usually tell with the undrafted free agents what the Lions are kind of doing and it shows kind of what they care about, meaning where the needs are, I guess. So if you're loaded at running back, you're probably not going to grab a bunch of undrafted free agent running backs. It's something that you're not going to care about as much. So I think the Lions will continue to work on the corner position. I mean, I'm with A to Z Sports on this one. It looks like corner is going to continue to be just drafted. I think, like, not continue, like it is going to be drafted. Brad Holmes has not drafted the cornerback position in his first 3 years. Brian Branch, of course, was kind of that perfect nickel safety hybrid player that, I mean, that's the difference. You can get another guy like him, even close to him. What a difference in your defense. So yeah, draft 3 of them. Maybe one sticks, right? I mean, it's that important is what I'm saying. And Cam Sutton, we'll see if this is a blessing in disguise or kind of what it does, but it does feel like that's a bigger loss than we all want to admit because he's a solid corner. He's not a number 1 corner, and that's where we all got mad at him last year, but because he was following around CD Lamb, Justin Jefferson, all the best wide receivers game after game. And eventually he just started to get completely exposed, even though he did good the first half of the season. So anyway, had he been here, he wouldn't be following around the number 1s constantly. He could just be a solid number 2. Carlton Davis could take some of the main players, vice versa. Splits. He's a good corner. He's a solid corner. And you lose a starting corner, that hurts you. So we'll see what the Lions do with corner. Make sure you subscribe. We'll be going live for the NFL draft. If you've never done that, it's really fun. Me and Craig do that. And it's really interactive. We had a lot of fun. So make sure you check us out, and we'll see all of you on the next one.